kids. I'm Colby Scanlon, and I'm applying to be a 2017 camp counselor. I currently attend Cal Poly, where I'm studying civil engineering. Go Mustangs!
I was born and raised in the little town of Grass Valley, California. I loved growing up in Grass Valley because it made me really love and appreciate the wilderness from a young age, and I think that carried over into who I am today, and I still have the same passion and care for nature and the outdoors as I did when I was a kid. I have 3 older siblings. My older brother Parker, who is both a huge role model for me but also one of my best friends, and I have 2 older sisters, Tamara and Kendra. They both have always been there for me, and they're always there to give me advice about really anything. And then, most importantly, there's my 2 parents, Tim and Carrie. They're both amazing people. My dad really exemplifies what it means to be hardworking, and throughout my life, he's continually taught me how to be hardworking, and I can only hope that I work as hard as he does when I'm in my 60s. And my mom is the most caring and compassionate woman you will ever meet, and she was the best mom I could have ever asked for. And she really showed me that you need to always think about what other people are going through and care about other people. And she always does things for other people without ever asking for anything in return, which has really made an impact on my life and has really affected my own personal philosophy about just being considerate.
I think if someone were to describe me in 5 words, these are the 5 words they would use. Considerate. I'm always thinking about other people's thoughts and feelings and beliefs, and I actively try and avoid inconveniencing anyone or offending anyone using my words or my actions. And next, I think people would describe me as responsible. I'm responsible in all aspects of my life, whether it be my schoolwork, my health, or any job that I have, whether it be working with kids or what have you. And next, we have enthusiastic. I'm a very happy person, and I can get excited about almost anything in life, and I think I can also get other people to get excited and get stoked about other things, which will be good for being a camp counselor because I can get the kids stoked about activities. Next, we have persistent. I am a really hardworking person, and anybody that knows me will tell you that I will work my hardest and really be persistent to try and achieve my goals and make sure that what I want to happen happens. Last, funny. I'm just a huge goofball, and I have a really dorky personality and a really dorky sense of humor, which I think will be great for working with kids because I think I can really help just make it a fun atmosphere and get the kids to laugh.
In 6th grade, I went to a week-long science camp with a bunch of my other classmates. Although that week flew by really quickly, it was super memorable, and I think I will always remember some of those experiences, and it really brought me closer together with a lot of my friends. And one memory specifically stands out a lot, and it was when we were doing a zip line, and I, at the time, was kind of afraid of heights, so I watched a couple people go and saw it was all fine, and then I started to climb the ladder, and I was already terrified, and then I got up to the platform where we had to jump off, and I was absolutely terrified. And then with the support of my peers and my counselor, who was also up on the platform with me, I finally jumped off, and it was a really positive experience where everybody kind of joined together and really made things happen and just supported me, and that sort of camaraderie carried through to anybody else who did it, and we all were very supportive. And I think I learned a lot from that experience as a kid. Just be positive, support your friends, and I think that shows what camp can do for people. When you do things that require a lot of confidence and it requires you just to step outside of your comfort zone by doing things like ropes courses or zip lines, it really creates a space where a lot of positive things can come out of it, such as just gaining trust with your peers or just, gaining a little confidence. My senior year, I worked with kids ranging from 4th grade to 8th grade, and I helped coach cross country and track and field. this was a really rewarding experience because I could help the kids push themselves and succeed in track and running, and it was really fun and a really positive environment because they'd all support each other, and I could help facilitate that and watch them succeed and grow as runners and as people. And I think, continuing on that note, the major role of being a camp counselor is to do that, is to just facilitate and make a safe and equitable environment for kids to push themselves, whether it be doing ropes courses and stepping outside of their comfort zone, or just doing activities and having the full support of their peers and the full support of their counselor. And that's really what I think being a camp counselor at any summer camp is all about. And me personally, I think I can contribute because I'm very good at negotiating issues between people. I'm very easy to get along with, and so I can make it so that all the kids feel safe and comfortable and that they all get along with each other while making sure that they can push themselves and maybe step outside of their comfort zone a little and succeed.
I think I'll be a good camp counselor because I'm a child at heart, but I've always been able to recognize when it's a serious situation and we need to be mature and deal with what we have at hand. But that doesn't mean I can't have fun with the kids and laugh with them about childish things. And it just makes it easy for me to simultaneously have a lot of fun with the kids and be relatable for them, while also being able to take charge, be an authority figure, and make sure that we can keep on track, do the things we need to do, and that most importantly they respect me as a camp counselor. My last job was working for Farm to Table Catering, where I worked as a busboy and cook. I really enjoyed the work, even though sometimes it would be really stressful because we'd be cooking for large amounts of people for weddings or big events, and it would just, during rush hour, it would just be crazy, and it was often very difficult, but it was worth it in the end because at the end of a hard day, we'd just have a feeling of teamwork and camaraderie because our staff was fairly small, so we'd all have to work together perfectly, and I learned a lot about how to work cohesively with my other employees. And if I were to make one critique though, it would just be that sometimes we would get new staff and they wouldn't have a lot of training prior to going to a big event or wedding, and then it would just make it harder for the rest of us to do our jobs and just make everything run smoothly. Which leads me to ask Walton's, how much training do counselors get prior to working at camp?
I think the best thing an employer can do for their employees is just be responsive when employees give suggestions, and if a lot of employees are giving the same suggestion or critique, then they should just listen to that and be responsive. And just, I think this helps create a very healthy relationship and productive environment between the employee and the employer.
Ever since I was a kid, I've loved being outdoors. I used to run and mountain bike on the trails in Grass Valley. More recently, I've fallen in love with backpacking. Me and my friends last summer went on a backpacking trip around Tahoe for a week, and that was super fun. And now I'm climbing a lot more here at Cal Poly, and rock climbing is a unique experience where you get to be outside doing something you love while also being in touch with nature in the wilderness. And I think I'll always love the outdoors for the rest of my life, and I always have since I was a kid. I think the number one reason I want to work at Walton's is because it promotes a strong sense of family, and I want to be part of that family while spending my summer doing meaningful work with kids and making a difference.
I'm an experienced rock climber, and I know how to play, and I would feel comfortable leading any activities such as ropes course or rock climbing. I also would feel comfortable leading frisbee or disc golf. I would also feel comfortable leading ceramics and pottery.
I think if I'm hired, since I'm such an easy to get along with person, I can help contribute to the camp by just making sure it's a good work environment, by making sure all the camp counselors get along and all the campers get along, and ultimately just making everything run a lot smoother.
I also have no problem with being away from home for the entire summer because I've spent my first year of college 6 hours away from home already, and it really wasn't that bad for me. Also, my parents, I think they want me out of the house, so it's fine. It's really fine. Like, I have no problem at all with being away for the summer.